Samsarava nalalita loka Tranaya karunya gana ganatvam Praptasya kalyana guna gunavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitra Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasora Sena Ramanchakam Prashutarenga Bhajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Shri Vigradhara Dana Nichranana Shingaratan Man Dira Manjandando Yuktasya Bhaktam Cha Ninyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Chakturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasada Statana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sanghan Kritvetra Triptan Bhajata Sadeva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Shri Radhika Madhavayora Para Madhurya Leela Gunarupa Namnam Praktishanashwa Danalolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Ninkunja Yuno Rati Keli Sidhai Yayali Bil Yukti La Pekshaniya Tatrakti Daksya Tativalabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindaam Syaksyadirvirina samashlasashles Uktatatraba vieta eva sabi Kintu prapurya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado Oh Yasya prasada nagati kotopi Dayam stuvam tasya yashatri sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyata Desatarine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Nityananda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, I'm sorry. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare, sorry, Jaya Radha Nila Madha, Radha Nila Madha, Shri Radhe, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhajrama, Jaya Sundar Shakra. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo.
Jai Om Shinu Pada Pramhamsa Pajaka Chaya Shtota Shata Shishmat His Divine Grace Aparachana Rinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON BBT Bhaktivedanta Institute Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Shinu Pada Pramhamsa Pajaka Chaya Shtota Shata Shishmat His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Nama Acharya Srila Haridasa Ki Jai Premi se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Kili Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Purushottama Chaita Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samavrita Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glory to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Pela dela dadaine. Hiranya kasi purvasaha. Sila tanka nakhalae. To Narsimha par to Narsimha. Yato yato yami tato Narsimha. Pahe Narsimha hirade Narsimha. Narasimha madim sharanam parpade. Tavakara kamalavare nakam adbhuta shinga. Dalita irana kashipu tanu bringa. Keshavadhirta narahari rupa. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadhirta narahari rupa. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो भक्त प्रहलाद भक्त प्रहलाद भक्त प्रहलाद जयो भक्त प्रहलाद जयो जयो प्रभुपाद 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 जयो जयो प्रभुपाद जयो जयो गुरुदेव 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 जयो जयो गुरुदेव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय श्री भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय गौर प्रमानंदे
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो यही अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो यही अभिलाषी ये तुम्हारा शरणालो तारा वंशा पूर्णा हो कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावनवासी विलास विलास कुंजे दियो वास नायाना हेरिबो सदा युगल रूपरासी ये निवेदना दारा सकीरानु गाता कोरो सेवाधिकारा दिए कोरो निज दासी दीना कृष्ण दासे कोई ये ना मोरा हो श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमी हृदा ये न बासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमी सदा ये न बासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः यानि कानि च पाप्नानि ब्रह्माद्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रन्यशन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पाप्नानि ब्रह्माद्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रन्यशन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे यानि कानि च पाप्नानि ब्रह्माद्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रन्यशन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी, जय तुलसी महारानी। जय वृंदा देवी, जय वृंदा देवी, जय वृंदा देवी, जय वृंदा देवी। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। जय श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Pressure goes to Shiva down the town. Thus within my vision I shall always behold the beautiful person Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower, coward, and souls virgin. Please give me the privileged devotional service and make me my own maid servant. This very fallen lowly son of the Krishna praise. May I always swim the love, Shri Radha and Govinda, Srimati Tulasi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting holy names that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees or dedicate life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of the demigods, Lord Shiva or Brahma, to be equal to independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuing the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities and strength to chanting holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna with all special religious activities, offering the Veda, the fruit activities, karma, kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glory of holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachment in understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success, Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just desire trees who can fulfill desire everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shastakam ki jai. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Pavamaha Davakni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamita Swadanam Sarvatamasnapanam Paravijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Dushang Mihajani Nanurakaha Trinatapi Sunijena Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtanya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Chanam Na Sundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tavayi Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stitha Duri Satisham Vichintaya Nayanam Garadashuru Daraya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulaka Nichitam Vapurkata Tavanama Krahane Bhavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name ashirishava padratam binnastumam adarsanam marmahatam karotuva yatha tathava vidathatu lampato mat prananathastu se eva naparaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shastakam ki jai. Glory to Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dusty criminals for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life for repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is prime benediction of humanity in the large because it expresses a rays of benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enable us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction human beings. Thus we have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govind. In these transcendental names, they invested all transcendental energies. They are not even hard and fast routes for chanting these things. O my Lord, our kindness enables us to easily approach you by holy name. But I'm so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself Lord than a straw in the street. One should be more taller than a tree, devoid all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to commit wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor to want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Sahamarananda Krishna, I'm an eternal servitor, yet somehow that fall in the ocean, birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean death, and place me as one of the atoms at lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes bedeck your tears of love, flowing constantly and chant holy name. While my voice choke up, while hair my body stand under recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling of separation cause a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord. He shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshunvitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachadya Desha Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Mutaye Dinadarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Mutaye Vipalambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namini Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistva Nirdeshta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karna Sindho Dinapanto Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Srato Pangor Mamamanda Matergati Masarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Devindadana Kalpadumadaha Shimadra Nagara Sinhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtari Bi Sevamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vada Tata Sitaha Karsham Venu Sunera Gopir Gopinatha Shri Yestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Mangala prayers ki jai. Shri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasuka Praviksha Lakshariteshu Surabi Rabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahmasevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kavanantam Aravinda Talaya Daksham Paraharvatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chantaka Lasa Vandamare Vamshi Ranam Kadam Panayakeli Kalavilasam Shamam Tripanga Lalitam Yata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti Ananda chimmaya satujala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Advaitam achotam anadim anantarupam Adyam purana purusham navayovanam cha Vedeshu durabam adurabam atma bhakto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Pantastu koti shatavasara sampragamyo vayurathapi manaso munipangavanan Sophiyasti yaprapada simya vichinta tatve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ekopya sora chaitum jagatanta kotim ya chakti rasti jagatanta chayaya dantaha Antantarastha paramanu chayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yad bhava bhavitatiyo manuchastateva samprapya rupa mahimasana yana pushaha suktaryam eva nikama patitai stuvanti govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chimmarasa patibhavitapi starpya evin jarupataya kalapi Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhutto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Premanjana churutha bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hidayeshu vilokayanti Yam shama sundam achintya guna swarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ramati murtishu kalanya mena tishtan nanavataram akaro bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhava parama pumam yo govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and is the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique love linenesses, charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautified with the moon locket, whose 2 hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in the pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of the Syamashundra is eternally manifest. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantially, and thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possessed in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is the inaccessible to the Vedas, but attainable by pure, non-alloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis, who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extending over thousands or millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof, In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All of the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe, at one and at the same time. Such is the primeval Lord who I adore. I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, and those who praise men who are endued with devotion, sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm Goloka with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the uh, ecstatic potency, possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidant Sakis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shamasundara Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrisimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Brahma Samhita ki jai. Purport from 7.1, Bhagavad Gita 7.1. Srinvatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanaha hridayanta hi sohi abhadrani vidunoti suhritsatam nashtaprayeshva abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye cheta eter anavidam sitam sattve prasidati evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah भगवत तत्व विज्ञान मुक्त संगस्य जायते विद्यते हृदय ग्रंथेश्चिद्यन्ते सर्वसमस्यः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity, and for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him.
Alternate in this way a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge as he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees. He becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord.
By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lust and the vice are diminished.
When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service and understand the science of God perfectly.
Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamsayam, samangram, understanding of the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 10.6. Maharshaya saptapurves chatvaro manavas tatha madbhava manasa jata yesam loka ima praja. Mahashriya, the great sages, Sapta 7, Purve before, Chatvaraha 4, Manavaha Manus, Tata also Madbhava born of me, Manasaha from the mind, Jata born, Isham of them, Loke in the world, Ima all this, Praja population. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. The seven great sages and before them the four great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. Purport: the Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranya Garbha. And from Brahma, all the seven great sages, and before them four other great sages named Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara, and the 14 Manus are manifested. All these 25 great sages are known as the patriarchs of the living entities all over the universe. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe, and each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born of these 25 patriarchs. Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from Brahma came Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara, then Rudra, and then the seven sages. And in this way, all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Pitamaha, the grandfather, and Krishna is known as Prapitamaha, the father of the grandfather. That is stated in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita 11.39. Bhagavad Gita 10.7.
Do you want me to try the Sanskrit?
I'll read this. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo veti tattvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samasyaha.
The synopsis. Itam. Oh. Itam, all this. Vibhutim, opulence. Yugam, mystic power. Cha, also. Mama, of mine. Yaha, anyone who. Veti, knows. Tatvataha, faculty. Sa, he. Factually. Sa, he. Avikalpena, without division. Yogena, in devotional service. Yujate, is engaged. Na, never. Atra, here. Samshaya, doubt. Translation: One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic powers of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. Purport: the highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in devotional service of the Lord. When one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to him. This factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary system, and the chief of them are Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the four great Kumaras, and the other patriarchs. There are many forefathers of the population of the universe, and all of them are born of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the original forefather of all forefathers. These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith, without any doubt, and he engages in devotional service. All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is, for by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to be fixed in sincere devotional service.
Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham, I, sarvasya, of all, prabhava, the source of generation, mattha, from me, sarvam, everything, pravartate, emanates, iti, thus, matva, knowing, bhajanti, become devoted, mam, unto me, Buddha, the learned, bhava samanvitaha, with great attention. Translation: I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Purport: a learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of the Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopalatapani Upanishad 1.24, it is said, Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam Yo Vai Vedamscha Gapayati Sma Krishna. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. Then again the Narayana Upanishad 1 says, Ata Purushoha Vai Narayano Kamayate Praja Srijayati. Then the Supreme Personality Narayana desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues, Narayanad Brahma Jayate, Narayanad Prajapatihi Prajayate, Narayanad Indro Jayate, Narayanad Atau Astau Vasavo Jayante, Narayanad Ekadasa Rudra Jayante, Narayanad Dvadasa Dityaha. From Narayana, Brahma is born, and from Narayana, the patriarchs are also born. From Narayana, Indra is born. From Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayana, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayana, the 12 Adityas are born. This Narayana is an expansion of Krishna. It is said in the Veda, in the same Vedas, Brahmanyo Devaki Putra, the son of Devaki, Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Narayana Upanishad 4. Then it is said, Eko Vai Narayana Asin, Na Brahmana Ishano, Napo Nagni, Samau Neme, Dvai Aprithvi, Na Nakshatrani, Na Surya. In the beginning of the creation, there was only the Supreme Personality of Narayana. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no stars in the sun. In the sky, no sun. Maha Upanishad 1.1.2. In the Maha Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Vedas say that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. In the Moksha Dharma, Krishna also says, Prajapatim cha Rudram chapi aham eva srijami vai tau hi mam na vijannito mama smaya vimohitau. The patriarchs Shiva and others are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusory energy. In the Varaha Purana it is also said, Narayana paro devas tasmaj jatas chaturmukaha tasmad rudro bhavat deva sacha sarva jnatam jataha. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, from him Shiva was born. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations and is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, everything, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me. No one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way, from a bona fide spiritual master with references from Vedic literature, engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness. Bhagavad Gita 10.9. Makchittamadgata prana bodhyantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Machita, their minds fully engaged in me. Matkata pranaha, their lives devoted to me. Bodhayantaha, preaching. Paraplushyam, among themselves. Katayataha, talking, cha, also, mam, about me, nityam, perpetually, tushyanti, become pleased, cha, also, ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss, cha, also. Translation: the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, their lives are fully devoted in my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Purport: pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and their souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasures from the service itself, and in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in a transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection, which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotional service to the sowing of the seeds in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe, and out of them there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed, and if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, that seed fructifies, just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma Jyoti, effulgence, in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavan, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as the plant grows fruits and flowers, that plant of devotional service also produces fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19. It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the devotees as stated in the Bhagavatam itself. Canto 12, Chapter 13, Section 18. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. In the narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association.
Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena yamam uppayantite. Tesham, unto them, stata yuktanam, always engaged, bhajatam, in rendering devotional service, priti purvakam, in living ecstasy, dadami, I give, buddhi, yogam, real intelligence, Buddhi Yogam, real intelligence. Tam, that, yena, by which, mam, unto me, upayanti, come, they. Translation. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport by Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. In this verse, the word Buddhi Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord, instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now, Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence, and Yoga means mystic activities or mystic evolution. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness and devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. The ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are important. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed, and the ultimate goal is achieved. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in Karma Yoga. When he knows the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculations to understand Krishna, he is acting in Jnana Yoga. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization. But if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of service. It says he should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain him. 10.11
तेषामेवानुकम्पादम् अहम् अज्ञानजां तमः नाशस्यामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भावस्वता. Tesam, for them, eva, certainly, anukampartham, to show special mercy, aham, I, agnanajam, due to ignorance, tamah, darkness, nashayami, dispel, atma bhava, within their hearts, stha, situated, gnana, of knowledge, deepena, with the lamp, bhashvata, glowing. Translation: To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Purport: When Lord Chaitanya was in Benares promulgating the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, thousands of people were following him. Prakashananda Saraswati, a very influential and a learned scholar in Benares at the time, derided Lord Chaitanya for being a sentimentalist. Sometimes Mayavadi philosophers criticize the devotees because they think that most of the devotees are in the darkness of ignorance and are philosophically naive sentimentalists. Actually, that is not the fact. There are very, very learned scholars who have put forward the philosophy of devotion. But even if a devotee does not take advantage of the literatures or of his spiritual master, if he is sincere in his devotional service, he is helped by Krishna himself within his heart. So, the sincere devotee engaged in Krishna consciousness cannot be without knowledge. The only qualification is that one carry out devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. The Mayavadi philosophers think that without discriminating, one cannot have pure knowledge. For them, this answer is given by the Supreme Lord. Those who are engaged in pure devotional service, even though they have without sufficient education and even without sufficient knowledge of the Vedic principles, are still helped by the Supreme Lord, as stated in this verse. The Lord tells Arjuna that basically there is no possibility of understanding the supreme truth, the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead simply by speculating, for the supreme truth is so great that it is not possible to understand him or to achieve him simply by making a mental effort. Man can go on speculating for several millions of years, and if he is not devoted, if he is not a lover of the supreme truth, he will never understand Krishna or the supreme truth. Only by devotional service is the supreme truth Krishna pleased, and by his inconceivable energy he can reveal himself to the heart of the pure devotee. The pure devotee always has Krishna within his heart, and with the presence of Krishna, who is just like the sun, the darkness of ignorance is at once dissipated. This is the special mercy rendered to the pure devotee by Krishna. Due to the contamination of material association through many, many millions of births, one's heart is always covered with the dust of materialism. But when one engages in devotional service and constantly chants Hare Krishna, the dust quickly clears, and one is elevated to the platform of pure knowledge. The ultimate goal, Vishnu, can be attained only by this chant and by devotional service, and not by mental speculation or argument. The pure devotee does not have to worry about the material necessities of life. He need not be anxious, because when he removes the darkness from his heart, everything is provided automatically by the Supreme Lord, who is pleased by the loving devotional service of the devotee. This is the essence of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. By studying the Bhagavad Gita, one can become a soul completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord and engage himself in pure devotional service. As the Lord takes charge, one becomes completely free from all kinds of materialistic endeavors.
Bhagavad Gita 10.12 to 13. Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Saswatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rasya Sarve Deva Sri Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasha Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, Param, Supreme, Brahma, truth, Param, Supreme, Dhamma, sustenance, Pavitram, pure, Paramam, supreme, Bhavan, you, Purusham, personality, Saswatam, eternal, Divyam, transcendental, Adidevam, the original Lord, Ajam, unborn, Vibhum, greatest, Ahum, say, Tvam, of you, Rasaya, sages, Rishya, sages, Sarve, all, Devarishi, the sage among the demigods, Narada, Tatha also Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Swayam, personally, Cha also Eva, certainly, Bravisi, you are explaining me unto me. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Ashita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. Purport. In these two verses, the Supreme Lord gives a chance to the Mayavadi philosopher, for here it is clear that the Supreme is different from the individual soul. Arjuna, after hearing the essential 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter, became completely free from all doubts and accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He at once boldly declares, you are Param Brahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And previously, Krishna stated that he is the originator of everything and everyone. Every demigod and every human being is dependent on him. Men and gods, out of ignorance, think they are absolute and independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That ignorance is removed perfectly by the discharge of devotional service. This has already been explained in the previous verse by the Lord. Now, by his grace, Arjuna is accepting him as the supreme truth in concordance with the Vedic injunction. It is not that because Krishna is Arjuna's intimate friend, Arjuna is flattering him by calling him the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth. Whatever Arjuna says in these 2 verses is confirmed by Vedic truth. Vedic injunctions affirm that only one who takes devotional service to the Supreme Lord can understand him, whereas others cannot. Each and every word of this verse spoken by Arjuna is confirmed by Vedic injunction. In the Kena Upanishad, it is stated that the Supreme Brahman is the rest for everything, and Krishna has already explained that everything is resting on him. The Mukunda Upanishad confirms that the Supreme Lord in whom everything is resting can be realized only by those who engage constantly in thinking of him. This constant thinking of Krishna is Smaranam, one of the methods of devotional service. It is only by devotional service to Krishna that one can understand his position and get rid of this material body. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted as the purest of the pure. One who understands that Krishna is the purest of the pure can become purified from all sinful activities. One cannot be disinfected from sinful activities unless he surrenders unto the Supreme Lord. Arjuna's acceptance of Krishna as the Supreme Pure complies with the injunctions of Vedic literature. This is also confirmed by great personalities, of whom Narada is the chief. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one should always meditate upon him and enjoy one's transcendental relationship with him. He is the supreme existence. He is free from bodily needs, birth and death. Not only does Arjuna confirm this, but all the Vedic literatures, the Puranas and the histories, in all Vedic literatures, Krishna is thus described, and the Supreme Lord himself also says in the 4th chapter, although I am unborn, I appear on this earth to establish religious principles. He is the supreme origin. He has no cause, for he is the cause of all causes, and everything is emanating from him. His perfect knowledge can be had by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Here Arjuna expresses himself through the grace of Krishna. If we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we should accept the statements of these 2 verses. This is called the Parampara system, acceptance of the disciplic succession. Unless one is in the disciplic succession, he cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. It is not possible by so-called academic education. Unfortunately, those proud of their academic education, despite so much evidence in Vedic literatures, stick to their obstinate conviction that Krishna is an ordinary person.
10.14 Sarvam etad vatamanye yanmam vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavam vyakitam vityur devana danvanha. Sarvam, all, etad, this, vatam, truth, manye, I accept, yat, which, mam, unto me, vadasi, you tell. Keshava, O Krishna, na, never, e. Certainly, te, your, Bhagavam, O personality of Godhead. Vayaktim, revelation. Vidyudha, can know. Devaha, the demigods, na, nor. Denavaha, the demons. Translation. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Purport. Arjuna herein confirms that persons of faithless and demonic nature cannot understand Krishna. He is not known even by the demigods. So what to speak of the so-called scholars of this modern world? By the grace of the Supreme Lord, Arjuna has understood that supreme truth is Krishna and that he is the perfect one. One should therefore follow the path of Arjuna. He received the authority of the Bhagavad Gita. As described in the 4th chapter, the parampara system of disciplic succession for the understanding of Bhagavad Gita was lost, and therefore Krishna reestablished that disciplic succession with Arjuna because he considered Arjuna his intimate friend and great devotee. Therefore, as stated in our introduction to the Gita-Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the parampara system. When the parampara system was lost, Arjuna was selected to rejuvenate it. The acceptance by Arjuna of all that Krishna says should be emulated. Then we can understand the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. And then only can we understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Ten 10.15 Swayam evatma mantvatmanam vetaha tvam purushottama bhuta bhava bhuteshu deva deva jagatpate. Swayam, personally. Eva, certainly. Atmana, by yourself. Atmanam, yourself. Veta, no. Tvam, you. Purusha, uttama, O greatest of all persons. Puta, bhavana, O origin of everything. Bhuta Isha, O Lord of everything. Deva Deva, O Lord of all demigods. Jagat Pate, O Lord of the entire universe. Translation. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency, O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, gods of gods, Lord of the universe. Purport. The Supreme Lord Krishna can be known by persons who are in a relationship with him through the discharge of devotional service, like Arjuna and his followers. Persons of demonic or atheistic mentality cannot know Krishna. Mental speculation that leads one away from the Supreme Lord is a serious sin, and one who does not know Krishna should not try to comment on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the statement of Krishna, and since it is the science of Krishna, it should be understood from Krishna as Arjuna understood it. It should not be received from atheistic persons. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yaj Jnanam advayam brahmati matmiti bhagavaniti sabdyate. The Supreme the supreme truth is realized in three aspects: as impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and at last as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, at the last stage of understanding the absolute truth, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A common man or even a liberated man who has realized impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma may not understand God's personality. Such men, therefore, may endeavor to understand the Supreme Person from the verses of Bhagavad Gita, which are being spoken by this person, Krishna. Sometimes the impersonalists accept Krishna as Bhagavan, or they accept his authority. Yet many liberated persons cannot understand Krishna as Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Purushottama. Yet one still may not understand that Krishna is the father of all living entities. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Bhuta Bhavana. Bhuta Bhavana. And if one comes to know him as the father of all the living entities, still one may not know him as the supreme controller. Therefore, he is addressed here as Bhutesha, the supreme controller of everyone. And even if one knows Krishna as the supreme controller of all living entities, still one may not know that he is the origin of all the demigods. Therefore, he is addressed herein as Deva, the worshipful God of all demigods. And even if one knows him as the worshipful God of all demigods, and one may not know that he is the supreme proprietor of everything, therefore he is addressed as Jagapati. Thus, the truth about Krishna is established in this verse by the realization of Arjuna, and we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna to understand Krishna as he is. 10.16
वक्तुमर्हसि अशेषेण दिव्या हि आत्मविभूतया याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि. Vaktum, to say, arhasi, you deserve. Asheshena, in detail. Divya, divine. He, certainly. Atma, your own. Vibhutaya, opulences. Yabi, by which. Vibhutibi, opulences. Lokan, all the planets. Iman, these. Tvam, you. Vyapya, pervading. Tishtasi, remain. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. Purport. In this verse, it appears that Arjuna is already satisfied with his understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. By Krishna's grace, Arjuna has personal experience, intelligence, and knowledge, and whatever else a person may have. And through all these agencies, he has understood Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For him, there is no doubt. Yet he is asking Krishna to explain all his pervading nature. People in general and the impersonalists in particular concern themselves mainly with the all-pervading nature of the Supreme. So Arjuna is asking Krishna how he exists in his all-pervading aspect through his different energies. One should know that this is being asked by Arjuna on behalf of common people.
Bhagavad Gita 10.17 Katam vidyam aham yogim svam sada parichintayan kesu chabhaveshu Chintu yasi bhagavan maya Katam how Vidyamaham shall I know Yogin, O Supreme Mystic Tavam, you, Sada, always Parinchitiya Yan, thinking of you. Keshu, in which. Keshu, in which. Cha, also. Bhaveshu, natures. Chintaya ashi, you are to be remembered. Bhagavam, O Supreme, Maya, by me. Translation. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Purport. As it is stated in the previous chapter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is covered by his Yogamaya. Only surrendered souls and devotees can see him. Now Arjuna is convinced that his friend Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he wants to know the general process by which the all-pervading Lord can be understood by the common man. Common men, including the demons and atheists, cannot know Krishna because he is guarded by his Yogamaya energy. Again, these questions are asked by Arjuna for the benefit. The superior devotee is concerned not only by his own understanding, but for the understanding of all mankind. So Arjuna, out of mercy, because he is a Vaishnava, a devotee, is opening for the common man to understanding of the all-pervasiveness of the Supreme Lord. He addresses Krishna specifically in Yogin because Sri Krishna is the master of Yoga Maya energy, by which he is covered and uncovered to the common man. The common man who has no love for Krishna cannot always think of Krishna. Therefore, he has to think materially. Arjuna is considering the mode of thinking of the materialistic persons of the world. The word keshu keshu cha bhaveshu refer to the material nature. The word bhava means physical things. Because materialists cannot understand Krishna spiritually, they are advised to concentrate the mind on physical things and try to see how Krishna is manifested by physical representations.
10.18 Vishtereno yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuya kataya tritir hi sranvato nasti me mritam vristarane na. In detail, Atmana, your yoga, mystic power, vibhutim, opulences, cha also jana ardana, O killer of the atheist, bhuya, again, kataya, describe, triptiha, satisfaction, he, certainly, srvatvaha, hearing, na asti, there, na asti, there is not, me, my, amrutam, nectar, Janardana. Again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Purport. A similar statement was made to Sut. A similar statement was made to Sutta Goswami by the Rishi of Naimisharanya, headed by Sanuka. That statement is Vayam tu na dvitrapyama uttama shloka vikrame yachran dvitam Rasha jnanam svadu pada pade. One can never be satisfied even through one continuously hears the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. who is glorified by excellent prayers. Therefore, those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step the descriptions of the pastimes of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.19. Thus Arjuna is interested in hearing about Krishna and specifically specifically how he remains as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. Now, as far as Artam, nectar, is concerned, any narration of statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. Modern stories, fiction, and histories are different from the transcendental pastimes of the Lord in that one will tire of hearing mundane stories, but one never tires of hearing about Krishna. It is for this reason only that the history of the whole universe is replete with the references of the pastimes of the incarnations of Godhead. The Puranas are histories of bygone ages that relate the pastimes of the various incarnations of the Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh despite repeated readings. Hare Krishna.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Savadhana Bando mui savadhana mate Bando mui savadhana mate Jahara prasade bhai e bhavaturiya jai jara prasade bhai e bhavaturiya jai Krishna prapti hoye jaha hoite Krishna prapti hoye jaha Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chite te Kuriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma और ना करी हो मने आशा और ना श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा प्रसादे पूरे सर्व जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा प्रसादे पूरे सर्व चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहा होइते अविद्या विनाश जते प्रेम भक्ति जहा होइते अविद्या विनाश जते जहा होइते अविद्या विनाश वेदे गाय जहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आगम जनर बंधु गुरु करुणा सिंधु आगम जनर श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आगम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आगम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना लोकनाथ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छया देह मोरे पद छया एबे जस गुशु त्रिभुवाना एबे श्रीला प्रभुपादो इलो शरणा प्रभुपादो इलो शरणा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रस्थाय भूतले हरि बोल वेदांत स्वामी इति सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमस्ते हरि बोल तारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवर्जकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमती एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवर्जकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमत भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। मायापुर धाम की जय। अयोध्या धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya.
Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with silence and into knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him an exact department emanates. By him I know and should assured the Vedic scripture sing his character, our spiritual master, the ocean of mercy, the friend, the poor, and the Lord and master devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us, give the shade of your lotus feet, your friends, but all over the three worlds. We take the shelter of your lotus feet. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.